so-and-so.
Oh,
And
we were.
it's Tiverton.
Okay, very good.
Is
I think you did
Tiverton.
everyone spawn in a small kind of house near the cathedral? Oh, we are
Yes.
live.
Is this
Welcome to
TeraNova?
our live stream. Yeah, everyone started in the same spot. Cool.
Do you know the coords to that place Tommy's wants to go to? Because I'll just TP him there.
Yeah, so and so would know on the overview map, or do you remember where we were?
Tiverton, it's that town with the canyons, you know, like the hills of like terracotta.
Am I looking for a realm?
Yeah. It's if you go into social media, there's a post. It's like a few letters that you type into add server, and
Gotcha.
that'll connect you to TeraNova. It'll be in default for now.
So and so, do you know those coords to that place you guys are talking about?
If I remember correctly, it's near the spawn of TeraNova. I just don't remember which direction it was. I'm assuming our is that you? I was guys, but
I think you're breaking up a bit there, Tommy.
I don't know. Yeah, my Wi-Fi is pretty
spectacular today.
Oh, it's spectacular Wi-Fi.
Alright. Here.
There we go. Look at that TCO. It's TeraNova.
It's been a minute.
See you. See me. I'm just flying towards the city here. I'm just going towards the city center. To this cathedral.
Let's all TP to Tommy then, I guess. Please.
I gotta.
I'm gonna find Executioner's Town.
What town? What town is this, though, where we spawned? Because this is not Glitzen.
No idea. I spawned into a new place from where we spawned out of when we were here last. So I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna follow the trolley tracks though. Until I get teleported to Tommy.
Wow, this cathedral's built by Elowat? Oh my god.
Which one? Which cathedral? The one downtown?
The cathedral. The big one here.
That's in the city center?
I don't think it's the city center. I don't know what city this is, but that giant-ass cathedral is Elowat's.
This looks a lot like Notre Dame. Stuff up.
Oh, that one. Okay, I'm at it.
Wow, this build right here I'm at is a Victoria's Secret by Val and Moran. Look at that combo. Right here. This right here, this brick building is right there.
Teleport. Oh yeah, I remember this build.
Anybody?
Who wants to teleport?
I don't know the commands. I'm not.
Yeah, just bring everyone to Tommy.
TCO.
Oh, I remember.
Oh, I know where this is. Okay. I'm seeing the train tracks here, and I know how the train tracks bend. Okay. If you go this way, back this way, I need to speed myself up. How do you speed yourself up? Is it like speed potion you gotta grab?
Kitty can speed you.
Slash effect.
I think the effect works when you're on the ground though, not flying. So you wanna.
Yeah, there's no fly, but I can give you.
Yeah. So this is like in the Glitzen proper area. So Glitzen was surrounded by train tracks, which you can see over here. If you follow these train tracks all the way around, it'll take you through Bronzeville, all the way around Glitzen, back into downtown Glitzen. So the easiest way to go is to take this highway road that we're at right now and just turn the opposite way of the train tracks and just go all the way straight down, and that'll put us down into downtown Glitzen. So this should do that.
So
should do that if I'm correct. I'm flying down there, seeing how far I can go on this.
I've lost you again.
Knowing this is a shiftmaster town, so knowing shiftmaster, everything is just straight down, and you should be able to get back to the city.
Oh, okay, just following
Wow,
the
that
trolley
really
tracks.
messes with your
Field of view, yeah. No, it
yeah.
does. We'll have Kitty reset us to no effect, or actually you can just drink milk to get rid of it when we're done. Speeding our way there. See if I can run faster. It seems about the same speed.
Yep,
as
and
you.
am I right? There's the spawn, Glitzen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were in Glitzen.
I was just at this large
Can you TP me?
building here earlier.
There we go.
was
I'm at the old
wondering
spawn. This is
Okay.
Eagles. This is Eagle Street, Glitzen.
Ah, ha, ha.
Ah, there we
Here.
go.
There's a tank in the street right here.
So this is the old spawn down here.
Yep, spawn that I built.
JP ended up taking ownership
Oh,
of this
right.
town for a while.
This is where we ended up last time. I walked out these doors, and this is where the last video ended. Looking out here.
Yeah, I wonder who the staff.
Spout was
Oh, they're all-
very jealous that the video did not continue. And this is so much better lit now than the RTX in BedRock. You can actually see.
What a group! Wow.
Can you TP me? Sorry, I was
Did you go to Bronzeville? Hey,
left behind.
TP, TCL.
did you go to Bronzeville?
Yes.
Across from by the.
Yeah, you might as well
Yeah,
TP
okay, yeah.
people whenever Tommy reminisces
Here
about
we
something.
are.
Hello. I
Yeah,
thought he was here.
this
Oh,
is the
this spawn
skyline.
is legendary.
Yeah. It's
Hi.
it's
Building
modeled
here,
after
taking credit for everything.
yeah, it was a big controversial build. I was teaching a player how to build fantasy, and I pretty much built all the pieces to this, and then overnight, because he was British and I was American, obviously, so we're in different time zones. He convinced them to make it the spawn, and then pasted it here, and then put his name on it. So that's why you see there's two names on this.
Ah.
So I had built this in his town to kind of show him ways to build, and then he kind of used it as his build for the spawn. So this is its final resting spot, but it was not originally built here, and it was not supposed to be a spawn. It became a spawn after
Ah.
it was built.
And what's the man
Actually-
cave inside?
Man cave.
Yeah, that inside the walls section that I was teleported into. I think it's straight up here.
So there was a warp room built on the other side. So you go through the courtyard, which this is kind of like a glitched version, kind of,
There we
which there's like a few blocks cut out, or maybe it was a bad world edit that someone did. But we have like a warp room because back in the day there was no like warp, sidebar. But we had hyperlink signs, so you could actually go down and click the sign,
Oh,
and
okay.
it'll warp you. So there was like these big towns right here, like Ottawa and the airport. Like all of these are spawn city. So this is all large biome, I'm pretty sure. Go check the signs. Yeah, large biome.
Yeah.
So
Berkeley, what a classic.
yeah, I had a town in large biome. It's fun. It should be listed somewhere. There's Bertley. That's the original Bertley that everyone always talked about.
Yeah.
That's the town that Killa started. These just go back. They're not really organized very well. It's just kind of sorted off by the popularity of the town. There's Arizona Sea, which is voted as one of the best towns ever created on Wok. It's probably had Cliffside on it too.
Yeah, Cliffside is ever down.
Yeah. So then the other side then should be what's on this world,
Yeah.
which is TeraNova, and it has some beach town because at this time we had 3 maps going, and you can actually see this save was made after large biome was removed. So you see how it says like not on server anymore. So they got rid of large biome, but obviously TeraNova stayed here because this was here. So these
Yeah.
are all supposed to be like the newer towns. So
Oh man, the original Warp Salem is where all my first builds were.
yeah, you used to be able to click these signs and you take you to the warp.
Yeah,
Obviously they
not
don't
anymore.
anymore, but that's what this whole point was a warp room for players and spawn.
The beach.
Oh, it's a shame the signs aren't working, but
Yeah.
that's something
Oh,
we
I mean,
that'd
it's
be amazing if they worked.
it's a-
It'd make
it's a
everything so
plugin.
much easier.
even if they
Is
had
there
an
still a
XYZ
dim map?
written on them.
Is there still a dim map of Terra?
I think so and
Is there
so's
still
got
a-
an overworld map of this.
Does he?
It's cool. I had a couple of builds here. I had one of my challenges back in the day here. I had to build like an elementary school, which it's funny because then someone else had to renovate it for their challenge like 3 years later. So kind of shows you how old.
So and so, if you have like an overview of the map, can you drop it so we can?
He just fell out of the call. I'm trying to get him back in.
Hmm.
There's my elementary school. That's completely different from when I built it because someone had to renovate it. I
Oh.
think it says right here. Yep,
So and so, are you
Thomas
back?
Christian.
Can you hear me now?
Hey, how's it
Yep.
going?
Hey,
Sir.
there we
Hello?
go.
Hello.
Yep. Got it now.
Oops. We were just asking if you had the overviewer maps so that we could get at some of these
Map
towns a
viewer.
little more easily with some XYZs.
Yes, of course.
And of course, join the conversation. So, welcome so and so to our stream. So and so is the historian for Wok, who's archived and converted all of these worlds so that we can access them again.
I can't believe you got all the signs preserved. That's really cool. You made everything. Usually with conversions, that was good.
Yeah, there was a couple areas when Whimsy and I were on it, or a couple builds where the signs were wiped, but almost every sign is still
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, and your first build sign was there too, right?
Yeah, my first ever build on that, whatever that was. Then. Oh god.
Debo deleted my first build.
Oh, here's my train station I built, which is supposed to be. It's funny when this town was renovated, because the town this was supposed to be north of Glitzen. It was supposed to be called Bellicris, and I built the train station and as the spawn for this town, and that's when I kind of quit, in 2015. So I built this train station as a raised train station. It was supposed to mark the different, like the two towns. So like south of here is Glitzen. You cross through this and it's a new town, and it ended up becoming a new town. This is another player ended up taking over and changing it all up and calling it Bronzeville. And there's all these houses. Everything here is different from when I first laid it out. The funny thing is the only thing that stayed was this train station. My flag is still there and everything, but he didn't change the naming of the train station. So when you look at the station, it still says Bellicris, even though this is no longer Bellicris. This is Bronzeville.
Oh, that's pretty classic.
Me?
Yeah, this is probably one of the last walk builds I built before I quit for the first time in 2015. Didn't come back again until 2018. And this was it. This is my last build. This train station. Pretty outdated.
Andrew's taken. Oh wait, no, Andrew built the.
What was the #1 voted town called again for so and so to look up?
Arizona Sea is a really popular one.
Arizona City was very popular back in the day. I really wanted to look at
Cliffside is my
Tiverton
personal-
because there's a house.
Tiverton?
Cliffside is not. Yeah, Tiverton. That's where you guys were. The the last stream at the very beginning. Remember those? You remember the terracotta mountains things that you saw?
Oh, the glistening terracotta mountains? That was
Yes,
a
that's
different world
that's
to this one.
Tiverton. No, it's this world. It's TeraNova. It should be TeraNova.
Um,
All the auto-generated trees are funny to me.
Might have been.
The world is just the default world, I think. That
Yeah.
If I had
Might
an
have been, yeah.
overview map, if I had an overview map, I should be able to see it.
oh,
It
wait,
was very
Cliffside
close
is
to
in large
spawn.
biome. My bad.
Yeah, Cliffside's large biome, but I don't think Tiverton is. I think Tiverton was one of the first towns in the New World at the time, which is TeraNova.
Can't hear your voice
Wait,
very
what?
well.
Oh. Wait, let me turn up so-and-so's voice. What was that?
So and so.
A little bit.
You're cutting out a bit, so and so. We haven't heard.
But I'm trying to think some of the big towns in TeraNova. Obviously, like Berkeley was huge. That town blew up, and it had its multiple iterations on Walk. Arizona Sea is probably one of the most iconic towns from TeraNova. And it's unfortunate that Ender can't be here, because Ender's the one that built that. He's an admin on our server now. He was an admin then, so it's funny that he's still an admin now.
Well, we are planning to do another couple of streams. We have 5 of these worlds that are now live on BedRock, so we can hit up a stream that's more conducive to more of the OG's time schedule and have a bit of a longer stream and schedule people in for their like hour block of reminiscing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Okay, so there we're back to that church.
Back to
I'm
the
just-
church.
I'm exploring around trying to find...
If you know where Tiverton is as a warp, I don't know from like things. Could you possibly paste in the chords or throw them in the chat? Just to see.
Yeah.
I swear, it's in TeraNova, right? Tiverton.
Yeah, I should be able to TP you guys if the cords are given.
Because I want to find one of the. I've never really built that many houses on the server, but Tiverton is home to one of my houses that I built on the server, and it was one of my favorite houses. And it's actually the house that had landscaping that quote unquote rivaled Shift Masters at the time. So this is back in 2014.
Ah.
So it got me like server famous for landscaping was this house, and so I'm excited to see if it's still there and if it actually stands up to 2020, considering I built it, 6 years ago. To see if it stands up to the test of time.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to leave you guys here. I've got to wake up early tomorrow morning.
Alright, thanks for joining.
Yeah, second will be here for a few minutes.
Thank you
Hey.
for joining TCL.
Yeah, no worries,
Yep,
no
see y'all
worries.
later.
As we
Bye.
said, we're gonna do more of these streams, and hopefully we get a
He dipped already.
conducive timeline for that. That's okay.
Oh, the
He can
tree.
see it on the video.
The tree is like all gone.
This is crazy. These worlds, these cities.
I'm not heading towards terracotta, so this is not necessarily the right direction.
Yeah, it was very funny how like when I saw the stream of you guys doing it, you were like you started in Tiverton. I was like that's I have not seen Tiverton like since 2015. And I was like, holy crap.
Just try a random direction. I'll do a random
House
TP.
by Xdaticon, that's cool. He still plays. It's funny how some of these people still play the server today.
Which house?
It was just a random house. I just flew up to it. It's just kind of crazy to see how some people still play.
Oh,
On the server.
I was just going to show it on
From-
video if you wanted to point it out.
Well, now I'm at another school, which is weird. I
Another
think this is what school is this? I'm trying to find the sign. Not finding a sign. Oh, is this it? Probably one of those few signs that are wiped. This is closer to Glitzen. This is probably one of the Shift Master schools right here.
Pa.
People make fun of me for how many times I build schools, but that have built more schools than I ever have done.
Don't believe that.
I don't believe I've made any schools. So
No, I remember this. This is Shiftmaster School, and I think it's a high school because I think I built the stadium for him one time. I think this is the old fourth quarter of Glitzen
I'm
because
in.
it's got the brick roads.
I've got a basketball court that I'm in. Is that what you mean by stadium? Any luck finding terracotta mountains, so-and-so?
So and so sent me. It looks like a isometric view of this map, and I'm pretty sure. I swear Tiverton was like right next to the spawn of Glitzen. However, I can't tell in this map what's north or south.
Up is usually north.
Yeah,
If it's
but
an
like I
isometric
remember.
view, then pick one, and we'll just TP and pretend. And if it's wrong, we'll do the other way.
Let me ask you. Like I said, you guys were there at the beginning of that first stream when you first did BedRock. You guys were there, so I don't know like what coordinates you used or how you got there, or if that's where you spawned.
That's where we originally spawned, and then we TP'd away from it. Actually, if you check the beginning of that video, I might actually have the chords on screen in the top left.
I will go look right now if you guys would like.
That would be wonderful, thanks.
Yeah, look and see.
Alright, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you
Yes.
now. Welcome back, Sunset.
Yes! Got it working.
Oh, victory and the short and your chords fixed. Oh, I found the walk tube building. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Go green.
So,
There's the
like,
headquarters. There's the
I
headquarters.
don't see any chords.
I think it's just a signboard.
so, like, what kind of buildings were in Tiverton?
It was all houses. It was all mansions. So like when you and Whimsy posted the video on YouTube about what?
The movie theater.
4 days
or no,
now,
the
5
movie
days ago?
studio. I think it was where the movie studio
Oh.
was, right?
I think I found the coordinates to the town near the shiny terracotta.
Okay.
I'll type them in chat. You showed them on screen.
I'll show them on
That's
screen.
very
That's
good.
fine. Or you can just tell me them.
What?
I'm gonna
It's
plan.
that.
The suspense.
I could be wrong, but you had showed your chords in the video at this.
2,000 by 4,000. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Middle of the ocean. I kind of went.
That can't be right. Negative.
Oh, negative.
Negative.
I did find some.
Negative 2,000.
Negative 2.
Yeah.
Hang on.
There we
Cross
go.
Creative, the Planet Minecraft actually
Nope.
posted the city Tiverton. I'm gonna see if they posted the coordinates
Oh, this
in the
looks like
description.
actual Minecraft world here.
That's weird because those are the chords in the game. It's very odd. I'm gonna TP to the exact chords.
Yeah, might as well. 200 blocks is outside of render distance, so maybe. I find a roadway and terraformed area now. Let's hope
That's
for.
so weird because it's the chords you're using.
But I think it's a different map. I think this
I'm
is.
pretty sure it's a large biome that houses Tiverton.
Because
Is that where you guys started with last time?
Might have, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
hard for
I
me
think
to.
it was.
Large Biome and TeraNova to me kind of combines together
Together in
because they were
memory.
both introduced pretty, yeah, like to me they're together in memory because they were both introduced relatively the same time, like
Mm.
within a few months of each other, or like 6 months.
I am able to switch the map quite easily. We just have to log back in.
Alright, I'm fine with that.
You don't have to do it this time. We could do it a completely another time.
Oh, if you
Um,
want. Well,
I guess
what is that most popular build you'd mentioned again? Let's go to that one and we'll save
city.
large
I think
binomes for the
so.
next time.
No. Arizona, is that large biome?
Pretty sure that is large biome.
TeraNova. I'm trying to. What does TeraNova have? Wait, let me go to these warps. I guess there's Bertley, but
It has the
I don't know.
really. It has TeraNova has like a super large mansion.
District?
It has a. Hold on, I can send the coordinates to the mansion in the description. Hold on.
I'm in a pretty mansion-y kind of place right now. With giant cakes out front. Can I TP you to me, Tommy?
Yeah, sure, do that. I can't teleport.
Yeah, TP. I'm just going through the
TP
spawn room.
Tommy. I TP Tommy's to UMZ.
Yeah, I just did. Just to be quick.
Oh,
If it's interesting, then we can pull other people here. I don't know. I just came across this area randomly teleporting around.
This mansion is massive.
Yeah,
Does
you
it
might as
have
well.
a blue roof?
No, these are all brick roof. It looks like. No, wood roof.
Whoa.
Jungle wolf. Jungle wood.
Build this is the real question. Oh, back when everyone used to give cakes. Oh my god. Signs right here in the front door. Andrew 0202. I guess most of my memory comes from large biome. I mean, I remember TeraNova. I did a lot in Glitzen, but I guess I didn't really do much outside of Glitzen and TeraNova because, like I said, at the same time, like Beach Town was the single world for like a year when I first joined, and then all of a sudden we introduced large biome, and then within a few months, TeraNova was introduced because they got rid of Beach Town then. So like to me, large biome and TeraNova are almost like the same world because they were both around the same time. They both left, walk around the same time. So, sheesh, I guess I know more about large biome than I do about TeraNova. Mainly because everything I thought I knew was in TeraNova is actually in large biome.
No, that's super cool. As mentioned, this is the first of the streams we're doing, looking at these 5 worlds. So.
Yeah, so I'm assuming the 5 worlds are Beach Town, TeraNova, large biome. Well, if you go in order, Beach Town, large biome, TeraNova, Arcania, Danglica, right? Those are the 5.
Yes, and
Because
I've got them all here on BedRock, ready to trigger.
Perfect, awesome. Because I know we have 7 total worlds that have been used for the creative server. Because the new ones are just Walk 2020 and World, which is great names.
Should work on those while you still have a chance.
Well, look, you have Beach Town and Large Biome. Large Biome was literally named after the Large Biome, update. That's all it was named after, was just the update.
Well, it was really nice for these kind of creative worlds to have an actual biome that stretched the horizon instead of, being able to see 6 binomes from any given spot.
Yeah, and that's when they got rid of Beach Town, and they kind of decided that 2 worlds was the way to go, and that's how it always was 2 worlds at a time. So, I mean, TeraNova is still a beautiful town, beautiful world. I mean, it was around WoG. Like, if you were to date all these worlds, like, Beach Town was 2011 to 2013. you know, in 2014 introduced large biome. 2014 also saw large TeraNova. In 2015, looks like large biome was retired. In 2015, which introduced Arcania, and Arcania kind of stayed around until 2018. So, kind of crazy how long some worlds last and some don't. Like, people are like, Beach Town is humongous. You know, large biome is humongous, and those worlds only lasted what, 2 years each. It's
Wow.
kind of crazy.
The amount of progress.
The amount of building that happened, yeah. Also, worlds got bigger as each, you know, thing went. I bet you Beach Town, like back when you're playing originally, you were like, oh, it's the biggest world ever, because you know when you were playing on single player and stuff, you never expected something so expansive. But nowadays, like, I'm pretty sure the biggest world was Arcania, I think, because I know we've been having trouble lately putting it on the server for people to see because of the world borders and stuff. But
Yeah, I think so-and-so just converted it, and I got a copy of the BedRock edition one, right? Oh, I think we lost so-and-so, maybe.
you're probably right. I know our current server has Arcania on as well. I don't know how updated it is. I wasn't on Walk a lot during Arcania, so I can't really say much about Arcania. But it is on Walk Creative right now as a third server, which is unique because we normally, like I said, we don't have more than 2 worlds at a time.
Yeah.
But those are for people who aren't willing to get it in BedRock, and we also don't have it open like it is here. In the game, it's very limited to just certain cities that you can go to, and you can't leave those cities or city, as I
right.
checked.
So it's more like a museum piece.
Oh, definitely a museum. You can't interact with anything.
Yeah. Well, right now that's the way I've got the BedRock server set up. No one should be able to do anything other than people that are OP right now. Everyone should be in visitor mode, I think it's called.
Correct, you are correct.
Cool.
There's member, which you can decide their perks. Visitor, which is just visitor, and then operator.
Yeah, it's just too bad there's no moderation tools for it. But it would give people the opportunity to be allowed to build or finish their builds in the old world, and
Well,
other
you
people
can
can
click
look but not
to.
touch.
You can select on the person's name and do build yes, mine yes, switch, open, attack.
Oh,
They have all their different perms. You can also kick them.
really?
Like if I go over to Tommy and I don't want him to be able to build or mine or do anything, because those two aren't on visitor, they're on member. So if you click onto Tommy's name, you should be able to see where it says build, mine, use doors, open.
I'll
Yeah.
definitely check that out after the stream. So-and-so, where's
Yeah.
another good place to TP to?
So there's telling you the biggest mansion. Unfortunately, I do work very early tomorrow morning, so I'm getting off this time. But I'm down to be for large biome and stuff because large biome was my home back when I played, and it was just a regular builder on the server. That's where I build. So I guess a lot of my stuff and all that. But so I'm gonna get off for now.
Hey,
Thank
not
you
a
so
problem.
much, Whimsy and so for doing all this, setting it all up. Thank you too, Kitty. This is great. I love reminiscing. I've already reminisced with Whimsy one night, and I'm always down for looking more. I mean, these worlds are iconic.
I don't know where I ended
and
up, but
I'm
I'm in.
grateful that we do that.
It's nice having you around, Tommy.
Yeah, I get to fly
Yeah.
through these. I never thought I'd be flying through some of these towns.
Oh yeah.
Never would have thought about it.
Well, let me know, Tommy, any of the ones you want me to leave loaded up, and I can just, like, this BedRock server uses literally 3% of my CPU cycle. So
That's great. That's a good
It's-
sign, especially for people in the future when we offer these as downloads. Would be amazing.
well, and we're also
But,
looking
yeah,
at the
you guys
idea
are
of possibly hosting them as museum worlds as well, so that they're live in some sense.
Oh yeah, of
But
course.
that's depends on
Man.
popularity. If people want that, it's, you know, another server.
It is.
But
yeah.
if it is this low overhead, then perhaps it just, 1 week we run one world, the next week we run the next world, or whatever the
Yeah, or with the boxes and stuff. I mean, I'm pretty sure
depends.
we can work
And
something out.
116 has a
Especially if the thing
multiverse
moves.
thing now, so we might be able to put
Well, I
all the
heard
worlds on the
Microsoft
same
is
thing.
I've heard Microsoft is moving towards BedRock just because it encourages everyone to play together. So that'd be exciting to see how that happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy the rest of your tour of TeraNova.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks a lot. We're probably gonna, I don't know,
Bye,
unless.
Tommies.
Bye, Tommy. Thanks so much.
See
See you later, Tommy.
All right. Well, it's down to just us looking at the craziness of the world now. Did anyone else have anything to add? Or we can just end the stream here. And
Can you hear me?
hey, I can hear you now, so-and-so.
Yay!
He's back again.
So-
He's been in and
Yeah,
out this whole time. I knew that nobody could hear him, and I'm like, does he not realize that we can't hear him?
Yeah. I've been trying to reconnect to the server for like the past 2 minutes, but it's just having problems connecting.
Must be something to do with your connection then.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Well,
Well, this is our first run.
yeah.
There will be many.
So this is the first little tour, so we were just thinking of wrapping it up at this point, unless there's something you wanted to tour, but since you can't connect to ATM,
Yeah, let me show you some coordinates to like the biggest mansion on the server.
sure, that might be a nice way to end it up.
Well, not on the server, but on the map.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I'm just here for help. And to say, wow, that looks cool.
Ooh, that's awesome. Oh my. Hooray.
Yeah, 'cause that's my reaction to every single build. I'm an ego booster for creative players. Like, I'm in a house right now, and I have no idea whose it is or how I got in here, but it's amazing.
Well, TP me to you then, please. I'm having
Yes, sir.
I'm having some load slow issues. But oop, hey, an interior. Thank you. The crackling of a fire. I can't hear you again, so-and-so. I think you have to adjust
I
your...
connected.
Oh. Hey.
Oh,
Hey, welcome back.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to get a new mic.
aw,
That's okay.
sad.
It'll be one of those things the viewers can look forward to in one of the future streams.
I mean, this isn't a particularly fancy mic. It was only like $30. It's nothing.
You should grab yourself a headset microphone so that you can have like one of those, like you're an
Yeah, yeah.
operator for the phone company or something, right?
Yeah.
Where's your largest mansion, or have you found it? Oh,
Coordinates now.
this one's a bit open concept at the roof. Maybe it just hasn't loaded in yet. Tee. Hey, I've seen this dirt pile before. It's like I'm going in circles. And I've seen this build before. Amazing. Oh, we have a tennis court. That's nice.
Dang it. Okay. Oh,
We lost so-and-so again, maybe? Or...
I think
No,
so.
I'm right here.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You're just ominously quiet. Very good.
Yeah, like for you to hear me, I actually have to bring this microphone right in front of my face and push the cord into the microphone for it to work.
Ah,
Aw,
unlucky.
unlucky.
Rip.
Oh, wow. I'm looking at the thing that the coordinates. Oh my god.
Oh, TP me to you. Please and thank you.
TP WMSI at S.
Chat,
There you
chat,
go.
chat. Oh,
So this is like the outer gate for it only. It's so big.
oh, lovely. Let's get in here at the front
Val
gates.
should put something this good in Southhook for the rich area.
Oh, did you teleport so and so?
Ah, I thought he
I don't
had
have-
already.
I don't have any access to any of the commands.
I thought you were already here. I'm so sorry.
It's
Oh.
fine.
The rest of the mansions they're loading in. Look at this, beautiful. It's huge. So this is the #1 largest scalar. Got nice.
The largest mansion on the map, yes. Just also thought I'd toss this out there. This is the old BedRock conversion. The new version will have all the signs and paintings and all that stuff.
Oh, amazing. What about the player heads? Is there a way to make that a reality?
Long story short, no, because the Java version uses usernames of Java players.
Yeah. So we're no
Yes.
bueno.
Yeah, that's just not happening.
Fair. It's one of those get somebody to do it for you type things. Do it all manually. Figure it all out. Not gonna happen. Is there a name on the front of this beautiful mansion? We should go and let ourselves in. Take a little stroll through here. Twin chandeliers, beautiful. Nice sitting area. This is elegant. Oof.
Rex Rocks 1 is the builder.
I know Rex. He comes on one time a time on the server.
Ah,
This is called the Versailles. It is based off a real-life mansion.
ooh.
25 bedrooms, 25 toilets, 9 pools/spas, 9 kitchens.
On the lifestyles of the rich and famous.
Beats Bombaz's mansion.
Oh, sorry, bombs. Well, let's
It's
go
okay.
check out this nice. Oh, look at this. We have a large dining area outside. Dining area. See what's going on. People are using anvils back in this day. I hear anvils have fallen out of style in builds.
They have indeed.
I mean, I still use them, but I can't speak for others.
I use them all the time, but I play survival, so.
Anvils are just too massive. They feel too clunky.
Perhaps on like the exterior of a building for edging of large parapets, something like that.
The build you're looking at now is pretty old, I can tell you that. Tiverton has definitely changed since then. A lot.
What era is this map again, so and so?
2012, I think.
Ah,
If that counts as an era.
okay. What season? No. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
tour
girl, I
all 25. Did we say 25 bedrooms?
15 bedrooms, 9 spas, 9 kitchens.
9 spas.
Jeez.
9 pools as well.
They didn't leave anything behind in their chest. I only picked one random chest, and I've decided that all chests are empty.
No, the Tiverton has definitely changed a lot. Especially the way we build stuff.
Look
I
at the
can't-
giant
wait.
lakes.
I can verify a few of the chests do have things in them, but I generally just don't bother.
I don't think a lot of people put stuff in their chests. Back in the days on creative, I don't know.
Oh, we got a
Yeah, I
nice
mean, it's a
computer here.
creative server.
Yeah.
Like, it's a creative server, why bother?
Exactly. You don't have anything to store.
People don't even use chests anymore.
Oh,
Sometimes
beacon
people,
carpet.
like-
I think there's.
Sometimes people left notes for each other, but that's about it.
There There were a lot of secret stuff. There was a lot of secret stuff, though, like man caves and stuff that I've heard about.
Easter eggs and things. Wow.
Yes,
look
sir.
at this great storage. Yeah, they're anvil happy back in these days. Wow.
Oh wow, those beacons don't look legit. There must have been some. There was probably snow on that.
Ah,
Beacon.
possibly, yeah.
Probably just melted.
Gotta get a texture resource pack loaded up. We found one, but not in time to install it for this evening. So stay tuned for better textures next stream.
Hopefully, we should get everything done very soon. This thing
Have
is
the
incredible.
BedRock
I like
edition?
the coloring.
Yeah, we found the BedRock Edition texture pack that's like walk flows.
It's
So-
from a partner of Wok called UTB.
There you go.
There's some different textures in there that differ from Wok flows, but it should still
Yeah, but
look somewhat decent.
and be 1000% better than these beautiful vanilla textures.
I mean,
Oh, we have
Wok flows,
redstone. Nice. I can turn on the fountains.
Wok flows is based on default, so a lot of stuff will still look decent in default.
Yeah, so I just thought I'd give a little heads up. Redstone and Java and BedRock don't work quite the same. So
Yeah.
Redstone devices and BedRock aren't guaranteed to work.
No, the systems are almost incompatible at certain levels. Oh, spa. Yeah. But I would highly doubt. Well, no, maybe I'm speaking out of turn, but I would assume most creative builds would not use actual live redstone.
No.
I
they
feel
don't.
like I'm in The Shining and I'm lost in these hallways and they're all blue and they're all red. Oh no, I'm never finding my way out of here. At least it's a beautiful
mine now.
hell I'm trapped
You're
in.
not allowed to leave.
Oh, I found the staircase. Oh,
No.
yes. I see daylight. I see trees. Victory.
This house would definitely not be considered good nowadays. Not to admit. No
Oh,
offense, but
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
down.
No offense to one of the current creative players.
I mean, he's probably good now, or like he's probably up to standard now. Whoever built this.
You mean match the standard as it progressed and
Yeah.
evolved? Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Because the way we build is evolved extremely.
Yeah. I would say that the way I draw a tree or a person is far better than when I was in, kindergarten, grade 5, when I graduated art school. Yeah, all the same. Compared to what I draw now, very different. So. But that's the artistic journey.
Will this be concluding our stream for tonight?
I believe this is a good place to conclude. I'll just thank everyone. Thanks to Tommy for joining us and giving us some reminiscing. Thanks to so-and-so for doing all this great work, archiving, preserving, and recreating these worlds so that we can access them and enjoy them again. Thanks to Tice for running chat and talking it up. Thanks to TCL for joining us as well. And Kitty, of course, for administrating the server and helping out in the background.
Tommy's for joining us as well and getting a good look around. And so for building the map.
Any last words anyone wants to say?
Bye.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Night. End stream.
Epic.